Good afternoon, one and all. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible? Please message me. Okay, right. So, good afternoon, one and all. So, yesterday there is a problem with my microphone. Sorry for that. I hope today there won't be any problem. So, shall we start the class now? Anyway, so now in the previous classes we have discussed about various kinds of amplitude modulation. Okay. So what are they? DSBAM, DSBSC, SSB, and VSB. Okay. Now we'll discuss another kind of modulation, angle modulation. So angle modulation is two types. Okay. What are they? Frequency modulation and phase modulation. So frequency modulation definition is similar to the definition of amplitude modulation. So before that, what is the definition of amplitude modulation? So there we change the amplitude of the carrier according to the message signal. Okay. In the same way, so the definition of this frequency modulation would be changing the frequency of the carrier according to the message signal. What about the definition of phase modulation? Similarly, it will be changing the phase of the carrier according to the message signal. Okay. So if you look at any sinusoidal signal, it will have three parameters. What are they? It will have some amplitude, it will have some frequency, okay, and it will have some phase. So frequency and time period are they are related. How they are related? So frequency equal to 1 by time period. Okay, so that's why we study only frequency. Now in this way, so we are changing all the parameters of a sinusoidal signal. What parameters? Amplitude, frequency, and phase. So we have seen how to change the amplitude of the carrier. So that is called amplitude modulation. Now let us see how to change frequency and phase of the carrier according to the message signal. Okay. So here, before proceeding further, so let us have a relation between Fi of t, theta I of t. Okay. So Fi of t is called as instantaneous frequency of the carrier. So theta I of t is known as instantaneous phase of the carrier. Okay. Now how they are related? So frequency is nothing but differentiation of phase. Obviously, phase is nothing but integration of frequency. Okay. So please remember this, very, very important. Okay. Now, so let us go with the phase modulation first. As I told you just now, so the definition is instantaneous phase of the carrier is modulated by amplitude of the message signal. Okay, so that is a simple definition of phase modulation. Now, so let us take AC cos 2 pi fct as a unmodulated carrier. Okay. Now, so here as a definition says, instantaneous phase is changing according to the message signal, isn't it? Now, so this is instantaneous phase of the carrier is changing according to what signal? M of t message signal. Okay. Now this is what the instantaneous phase of the phase modulated signal. Okay. Now, so as I told you just now, so instantaneous phase and instantaneous frequency are related. How they are related? So frequency is nothing but differentiation of phase. Okay. Now differentiate this theta I of t. What do you get? So differentiate this with respect to t. What do you get? 2 pi fc plus kp m dash of t. Okay. Later divide with 2 pi. What you left? So divide with 2 pi. You left fc plus kp by 2 pi m dash of t. Okay. So please remember. So these are instantaneous phase and instantaneous frequency of what modulation? Phase modulation. Okay. So for phase modulation, we will be having both instantaneous phase as well as instantaneous frequency. Now this is a frequency in radians. Okay, you know already what is W equal to, generally we write 2 pi f. Okay, so I am writing same thing here. W I of t equal to omega I of t equal to 2 pi fi of t. Okay, that equal to, multiply this with 2 pi. What do you get? 2 pi fc plus kp m dash of t. 2 pi fc is nothing but what? Wc. Okay, plus kp m dash of t. So this is simple calculation. I hope you can do this. Okay. Now, so let us go to the modulated signal of phase modulation. So s of t equal to cos of theta I of t. Okay. So what is theta I of t? We know already. 2 pi fct plus kp m of t. Okay. Now s of t equal to cos of, I'm writing theta I of t here. This is what theta I of t. Okay. Now this whole expression is nothing but phase modulated signal expression. What is that? S of t equal to, so I am not writing AC here, you can write AC also. Cos 2 pi fct plus kp m of t. Okay. Now this is the equation of PM. PM stands for phase modulation. Okay. What is KP? Phase sensitivity. Okay. That is general signal. Now, so let us go to frequency modulation. So what is the definition of frequency modulation would be? So the frequency of the carrier, frequency means instantaneous frequency of the carrier changes according to the message signal. Okay. This is what the definition of Fi of t. Okay. So Fi of t equal to Fc plus Kf m of t. What is Fc? That is the frequency of the carrier. Okay. See here. So carrier will have some frequency. How much is that? Fc. Okay. So that is a stationary frequency actually. Okay. This will be stationary or constant. Okay. But this will be changing. That's what is called instantaneous frequency. How it changes? So the instantaneous frequency of the FM signal will be changes according to the message signal m of t. Okay. So this is what we write for instantaneous frequency in case of frequency modulation. In the shortest form, we call it as a FM. Okay. Now KF is a frequency sensitivity. Now, if this is a instantaneous frequency, what about instantaneous phase? It is an integration. I told you just now. 2 pi integration of Fi of t. Okay. Integrate this. What do you get? Fct plus Kf integration m of t into 2 pi. You get this. Okay. So please remember here, this is instantaneous frequency and instantaneous phase of what kind of modulation? Frequency modulation. Okay. Now this is what we have as a theta I of t. So this is finally theta I of t. Now what is theta I of t? Instantaneous phase of FM. Now, so here S of t equal to cos theta I of t, that is cos of 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf integration 0 to t m of tau d tau. Okay. Now please remember, here also we write cos of theta it only. Okay. So that is the important thing to be noted. Now here, so we have a table which indicates theta I of t, Fi of t in case of FM as well as in case of PM. Okay. Now Fi of t is proportional to m of t. You can see here. Fi of t is proportional to what? M of t. So in case of FM, in case of PM, Fi of t is proportional to differentiation of m of t or m dash of t. Okay. So from this table, I have written this. Okay. So there is nothing new in this table actually. Okay. You must know what is this table. This is very, very important. Okay. So finally, this table gives summary about all the angle modulation. Here, angle modulation is nothing but AC cos theta I of t. Okay. What is theta I of t actually? So that is the instantaneous phase of the carrier. Okay. Now this is the generalized expression for any angle modulation. Now to be specific, if it is phase modulation, this is the equation. If it is frequency modulation, this is the equation. Okay. Now here, what is AC? It is the amplitude of the carrier. Okay. So this is what about angle modulation. in angular modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation. Now, so if you observe these two very carefully, what can you get is they differ only in one concept. What is that? Here we have m of t, here we have integration of m of t. That's it. So apart from that, there is no much difference. Okay, you can observe AC 2 pi f ct, here also 2 pi f ct. So the only difference between these two means Pm and Fm is here we have m of t, here we have integration of m of t. Okay, now so we make use this difference in the generation of these angle modulated signals. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, now so I told yesterday also, suppose this is a frequency modulator. Okay, so we are giving a carrier AC cos 2 pi fct. Okay, that is a carrier or unmodulated carrier, you can call, or pure carrier. So so to this frequency modulator, what is the input we are giving? Message signal, and after passing through what? Differentiator, which means so to this frequency modulator, input is m dash of t. Okay, then what happens? Okay, so to the frequency modulator, input is not m of t. Instead of that, input is what? Differentiation of m of t or m dash of t. Now here what happens? S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi f ct plus 2 pi kf integration 0 to t m dash of tau d tau. Now here we have two things, integration and differentiation. Okay, so what will happen? So you know already they are opposite of each other. Obviously they will be cancel out each other. Okay, so what do you get? Finally, S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi f ct plus 2 pi k of m of t dt. Okay, now so actually that is not Fm. That is similar to what equation? Pm. Okay, I hope you can do this on your own. Okay, now here the only change we are doing is, so for the FM modulator, so instead of giving m of t as input, I am giving m dash of t as input. So if it is m dash of t, integration, differentiation, they will cancel out with each other. So this equation will become AC cos 2 pi f ct plus 2 pi kf m of t dt. That is similar to phase modulation. Okay, you can see very clearly. Okay, so that's why, so output will be a phase modulated wave. Okay, so we can do reverse also. What is this figure A says? PM wave by using a frequency modulator, which means we are generating phase modulation by using frequency modulator. Okay, you can do reverse, which means by using phase modulator you can generate frequency modulated wave. How? By integrating the message signal before giving it to the phase modulator. Okay, I hope I explained these things yesterday also, but so I'm explaining one more time because yesterday there is a problem with my microphone. Okay, now this is very important. So these 2 points are very important. So which means it says how to generate a PM by using FM and vice versa. Okay, so now so let us go to the other concepts, maximum frequency deviation in FM. So before that, so what is the frequency deviation? So frequency deviation means difference between instantaneous frequency and carrier frequency. So frequency deviation means Fi of t minus Fc. Okay. Now what the phase deviation means? So difference between instantaneous phase and static phase. Okay. What is that? Theta of t minus 2 pi fct. So this difference would be called as phase deviation. So this difference would be called as frequency deviation. So please here, what is Fi of t minus Fc? Kf m of t. So what is theta of t minus 2 pi fct? 2 pi kf integration 0 to t m of tau d tau. It is in case of Fm. Please remember. Okay. Now same thing in case of Pm. So what is Fi of t minus Fc? Kp by 2 pi m dash of t. What is theta of t minus 2 pi fct? It is Kp m of t. Okay. So here, so whether it is Pm or Fm, so the important things are, what are they? So instantaneous frequency and instantaneous phase. Okay. So for both modulations, you must remember what is the instantaneous frequency Fi of t, what is the instantaneous phase? Theta I of t. Okay. Now, so I told you yesterday also anyway. So this is delta f. It is called maximum deviation. Maximum what deviation? Frequency deviation. So maximum of this. Maximum of just now I told you it is kf m of t. Kf maximum of m of t. So this is what the maximum frequency deviation. In what kind of modulation? Frequency modulation. Okay. So please here don't get confused. Okay. So we are studying simultaneously. Here we are studying frequency modulation, phase modulation simultaneously because there is no much difference between them. That is the reason. Okay. Or we are studying parallelly. Okay. So please pay some attention so that you will understand very clearly. Okay. So nothing to confuse. They are very, very easy. So the only thing is we are studying parallelly. That's it. Okay. So this is also called as peak frequency deviation. Okay. Now what is the maximum frequency deviation in PM? Okay. So this is what you get. Kp by 2 pi mod of m dash of t. Maximum is not required. You can write, no problem. So this is a table which tells us about maximum frequency deviation in the case of PM, in case of PM, in the case of FM. Okay. So this need to be remembered. Okay. So this is very, very important. So I told you already, if it is a sinusoidal message signal, what happens to those values? They will be like this. Okay. So FM, PM. So in FM, what is delta F? KF AM. In case of PM, what is delta F? KP AM FM. Okay. So it is very simple calculation. You can do it on your own. Okay. So let us go to one more important aspect, that is called maximum phase deviation. I told you just now, phase deviation means difference between instantaneous phase and 2 pi fct. Okay. Now, so delta theta equal to maximum of theta it minus 2 pi fct. So substitute these values here. This is what you get. So this is what you get. Studying in case of FM, please remember. Okay. So finally, in case of PM, it will be like this. Okay. So this is a table. This is a table which indicates what is a maximum phase deviation or peak phase deviation in case of FM as well as in case of PM. Okay. Now they can be derived very easily. Okay. So they don't involve any complex mathematics, the simple mathematics only. I hope you can do this. Now this is what we are writing for if the message is sinusoidal signal, that is AM cos 2 pi FM t. This is what you get. Okay. So in case of FM, what is delta theta? KF AM by FM. PM, it is KP AM. So what is KF? Frequency sensitivity. What is KP? Phase sensitivity. What is KA? It was amplitude sensitivity. Okay. So we have three sensitivities. So as far as modulation schemes are concerned. Okay. Now, so these are simple calculations. Okay. So let us study phase modulation. Okay. Before that, any doubts as of now? Please. Am I audible, all of you? Now is my voice clear? Please. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope there is no problem with my voice. So if you don't have any doubts, let us proceed further. So let us study phase modulation. Okay. So here I am taking m of t equal to am cos 2 pi fmt. I am taking our message signal to be a sinusoidal signal. Okay. So this is the standard PM wave equation. Standard equation. What is that? S of t equal to SE cos 2 pi fct plus Kp m of t. So just now we have derived. Okay. Now AC cos 2 pi fct plus Kp. So in place of m of t, I am substituting what? Am cos 2 pi fmt. Okay. I am substituting am cos 2 pi fmt. Where? In place of m of t. Because we are studying phase modulation for specific kind of message signal. What kind of message signal is that? Sinusoidal message signal. So in place of m of t, I am substituting am cos 2 pi fmt. Okay. So here, anyway, we have done these calculations before also. So what is delta F in case of PM? Kp by 2 pi maximum of m dash of t. I am doing here m dash of t equal to what? This is m of t. What is m dash of t will be? Minus 2 pi fm am sin 2 pi fm t. Correct? Is it right or not? So cos differentiation is minus sign. Okay. Now 2 pi fm am. Okay, 2 pi fm because of this argument. Am is already present. So what is delta f now? Kp by 2 pi. So what is mod of m of t? What is mod of this m dash of t? What is that? What is mod of this m dash of t? 2 pi fm am. Isn't it? Okay. So we can neglect this minus because we're taking mod operation. Okay. So maximum is not required also. Now mod of this signal is 2 pi fm am. So here kp by 2 pi, it was there already 2 pi am fm. So if substitute this here, 2 pi cancels out, kp fm am. kp fm am. Okay. So I think we have done this here also. In case of phase modulation. Kp fm am. Okay. So here I have written directly, but here I have done some calculations. You can check it later. Okay. Now, so let us see something called beta. Okay. So how it is defined? Here beta is called modulation index of PM. Okay. So what is mu? What is mu is called? It was called as a modulation index of AM signal. Okay. Here beta is called modulation index of angle modulation. Okay. So in case of it is beta for what? Phase modulation. Okay. Now how it is defined? Please remember beta equal to delta f by fm. That is very, very important. Beta is defined as delta f by fm. What is delta f is called as? Anyone? Answer me. What is delta f? What it is called as?
Peak frequency deviation.
I want to answer, please. Anyone?
Frequency deviation.
What is delta f is called as?
Peak frequency deviation.
Hello, am I audible?
Peak frequency deviation.
Anyone?
Peak frequency deviation.
Please answer me. What is delta f is called as?
Maximum frequency deviation.
Okay. So here delta f is called as peak frequency deviation. And what is FM is? What is FM? It is bandwidth of message signal m of t, or frequency of message signal m of t. Okay. So what is delta f? Kp fm am. Okay. Kp fm am by fm. So fm cancels out. You will get Kp am. But what is Kp am? What is Kp am? So in case of phase modulation, what is Kp am? Can you tell me? So in case of phase modulation, what is Kp am? What is that? It is the peak phase deviation, or it is a maximum phase deviation. Okay. Now here, so beta equal to, this is what you got. So first of all, beta equal to delta f by fm. So we have done some simple calculations. You get like this: Kp into am. But Kp am happen to be maximum phase deviation. Okay. So here beta equal to delta theta, that equal to Kp am. Okay. So in case of phase modulation, so please remember this. So beta is called amplitude, modulation index. Okay. So but here, so what is S of t? S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi f ct plus Kpm of t, that further equal to AC cos 2 pi f ct plus Kpam cos 2 pi f mt. But what is Kpam? We are writing Kpam as beta. What is beta? Modulation index. So in this expression, In this expression of S of t, in place of kpam, I can substitute beta. Okay, so finally S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus beta cos 2 pi fmt. This is what PM equation if what m of t equal to am cos 2 pi fmt. So this is a final equation of phase modulation if the given input signal is a sinusoidal signal. What is that signal is m of t equal to am cos 2 pi fmt. Okay. So let us go to the same expression for frequency modulation. So let's take m of t equal to am cos 2 pi fmt. Okay. Now this is a frequency modulation, isn't it? So generalized expression of frequency modulation. Okay. S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf integration 0 to t m of tau d tau. Okay. Now S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf integration 0 to t. What is m of tau d tau now? And what is m of tau? Am cos 2 pi fm tau. Am cos 2 pi fm tau. If you do these calculations, what do you get? S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf am. Now what is the integration of cos theta cos 2 pi fmt? Cos 2 pi fm tau, what is that? Okay, you get like this sine. So 2 pi fm sine 0 to t. So please look at these calculations carefully, all of you. So here just we have integrated 0 to t. Am is a constant, you can keep outside the integration also. Cos 2 pi fm tau d tau. What is cos 2 pi fm tau integration? Sin 2 pi fm tau by 2 pi fm, isn't it? So sin 2 pi fm tau 0 to t 2 pi fm. Okay, so 2 pi kf am by 2 pi fm, isn't it? Okay, so this is what we got, kf am by fm here. Okay, finally S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus kf am by fm sin 2 pi fmt. Okay, here. So what is beta? Here also the definition of beta is same. What is that? Delta f by fm. Okay. So what is delta f in case of frequency modulation? What is that? So delta f in case of frequency modulation is what? Kf into am. Okay. So kf into am. So kf into am by fm. Okay. So what is delta f? Kf into am by fm. Okay. Now, but what is this equal to? Beta. Okay. Now this term will be equal to beta. Is it clear? Okay. So this is nothing but beta. So that is also equal to what now? In case of fm, what is delta theta? What is that? What is delta theta in case of fm? What is that? Kf am by fm. Okay. So that is nothing but beta. Now here, what is beta in case of frequency modulation? Kf am by fm. Okay. So that also equal to delta theta, peak phase deviation. So finally, so this is the equation of frequency modulation. S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus beta sin 2 pi fmt. Now here, what is beta value? Kf am by fm. Please remember. So beta value in case of fm is Kf am by fm. Okay. What is the beta value in case of phase modulation? What is that? Kp am. What is that? Kp am. Okay. So the notation of modulation index is same, that is beta in case of phase modulation as well as in case of frequency modulation. Okay. So these are the equations of frequency modulation and phase modulation if m of t happen to be a sinusoidal message signal, that is am cos 2 pi fmt. Is it clear? Now in these two cases, so the important thing is beta. Okay. So beta fm equal to kf am by fm. Beta pm equal to what? Kp am. Okay. Okay, so beta happen to be equal to what now? Delta theta in both cases. Okay, so this is what we have finally. So these are the equations of phase modulation and frequency modulation if m of t equal to am sin 2 pi fm t. So what is beta here? What is beta here in case of PM? Kp am. Here in case of FM, Kf am by Fm. So please do practice all these derivations on your own. Okay. So take a paper and try to derive all the expressions. Okay. After the class, try to derive all the expressions one by one. You will get them. No problem. Okay. So these are the equations of angle modulated signals if m of t happen to be am cos 2 pi fm t. Okay. Here usually beta will be more than 1. Okay, so it is opposite to the case of amplitude modulation, where, so you might have remembered, in amplitude modulation we have a mu as modulation index where mu has to be less than 1. Yes or not? Okay, but here, so beta, so the modulation index of angle modulated signal has to be more than 1. Why? So we'll discuss later, but it should be more than 1. Now these are the beta values for FM and PM finally. So please remember them. So beta, but the basic definition of beta is what? Delta F by FM. Here also delta F by FM. So please remember beta equal to delta F by FM. So what is delta F? Peak frequency deviation. Okay. So here let us consider FM first. Delta F by FM. So that is the definition of beta, or that is the definition of modulation index, that equal to, so what is delta F in case of FM? Kf am by FM. So but that is also equal to delta of theta. You can check later. Okay. So finally beta of FM is Kf am by FM. Okay. In the same way, so what is the modulation index for PM? So the definition is still same, delta F by FM, but so delta F in case of PM is Kp FM into AM by FM. FM cancels out. You're left with Kp AM. So this happened to be equal to delta of theta. Okay. So here beta is same as delta theta in both cases. Okay. But remember, so beta of FM is Kf AM by FM. Beta of PM is Kp into AM. So what is Kf? Frequency sensitivity. What is Kp? Phase sensitivity. What is AM? Amplitude of m of t. What is FM? Frequency of m of t. Okay. So this table gives what are the formulas for beta. Okay. Now, so let us see the so far so good. Please, any doubts? You can ask me. Anyone? Please. First of all, am I audible? My voice is clear or not? Hello. So if you don't have any doubts, so I will proceed further. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. We'll solve it. Okay. So let us proceed further now. So now this is the phase modulation. This is a frequency modulation actually. Okay. So phase modulation means, generally what is the meaning? Changing the phase of the carrier. Okay. Or there should be a variations in the phase of the carriers. Okay. Here this is a frequency modulation. Now you can observe very clearly. So here in the phase modulation, what happens is, so these carriers, they start at different times. So the starting point is starting time is different, as well as ending time is also different, which means they start at different times, end at different times. Okay. Whereas in the frequency modulation, so not only frequency modulation, I can say frequency variations. So these are phase variations. These are frequency variations. So phase variations, they start at different times, end at different times. But so here in the frequency, they start at same time. Obviously, they will end at different times. Okay. So that is the meaning of changing the phase as well as changing the frequency. Okay. Now here, so this is what the frequency modulated waveform. Okay. So this is a message signal M of t, and this is the frequency modulated waveform. Okay. You can clearly see. Okay. So what is M of t here? What kind of signal is this? It is a cos theta, cos function. Clear or not? So here is something like this, cos. Okay. So this is the cos function. So before that, so what is the frequency modulation? What is the definition? So the frequency of the carrier changes according to the message signal M of t. Okay. Now here, so this is a waveform of frequency modulation. So it has got constant amplitude. You can see here, the amplitude of the carrier is not changing. What is changing? Frequency of the carrier is changing. Okay, you can see how it is changing. So here M of t is maximum. Here M of t is maximum at this portion. So here the frequency of the carrier is maximum. How can you say like that? Because here the waveforms are very close to each other. Okay, here the waveforms are the carrier is very close to each other. Okay, now so it is decreasing. Okay, here decreasing. Here it is minimum, very low at this region. So here, what is this here? Here frequency also minimum. How can you say like that? Because so they are not closely spaced. You can observe very clearly here. So the waveforms are very closely spaced. Okay, here they are not that closely spaced. Okay, so why? Because here the message is having very low amplitude. Okay, again message increasing. Okay, so at this point again we got maximum frequency. So again message is decreasing, M of t is decreasing. So at this point M of t is minimum. Here also frequency is minimum. Why? Because so the carrier waveforms are very that way they are not very close to each other. You can observe very clearly. So these waveforms are very close to each other here. So they are very far away from each other. Here again they are very close to each other. Again they are very far away from each other. So this tells us that so the carrier is the frequency of the carrier is changing according to the message signal M of t. Okay, but here you can say that it has got same phase and same amplitude. Okay, so those two remain same. The only thing that is changing is frequency. Okay, you can see very clearly. So I hope you can able to see very clearly. So whenever M of t is maximum, so these waveforms are very close to each other. So whenever M of t is very minimum, so they are very far away from each other. Okay, so this tells us the variation of frequency according to message signal M of t. Okay, now this is a frequency modulated waveform. Okay, so this is what you can see here clearly. So this is sine wave. Here I have taken sine wave. This message signal, it is carrier. Now this is a frequency modulated signal. You can see very clearly the amplitude is same. Amplitude is not changing. What is changing? Frequency here. So the waveforms are very close to each other. So here they are very far away from each other. Okay, so they have got more gap. Here they are very closely spaced. Here they are very far apart. Okay, so this tells us there is a variations in the frequency of the carrier. So how they are varying? They are not varying randomly. They are varying according to the message signal. Otherwise, you can see here M of t is here increasing. Okay, so that's why here it is maximum. Here is M of t is minimum. Okay, here M of t is minimum. It is negative here. Here it is minimum. Okay, so again M of t is maximum in this region. Again here it is maximum. Frequency is maximum. So M of t is here minimum here. Again here frequency is minimum. Okay, so like this we can observe the frequency modulated waveform. So any doubts here, please? If you have any doubts, you are free to ask now. So otherwise we proceed further. Okay, so you can message me if you have any doubts. I will check once. Any doubts, you can message me. Otherwise we'll move further. Shall I move? Anyone? Okay, I hope you don't have any doubts. So let us move further. Now, so let us come to the phase modulation. So I want to tell you one thing, that so observing the phase variations is somewhat difficult. Okay, observing the phase variations is somewhat difficult, but observing the frequency variations is somewhat easy. Okay, do you agree with me? Why? Because I told you just now. So because of this region, because of this concept. So phase variations means they start at different times, they end at different times. So it is somewhat difficult to observe the variations. Whereas here, so they started one time, they start at the same time, so they end at different times. Okay, so here it is somewhat easy to observe frequency variations rather than observing the phase variations. Okay, so in that, because of that reason, so in phase modulation also we will observe frequency variations. Please make a note of this. In phase modulation also, actually what is the phase modulation definition? Here the instantaneous phase of the carrier changes according to the message signal. Okay, that is the definition of phase modulation. Well and good, but so it is somewhat difficult to observe phase variations or phase changes. Okay, but it is easy to observe frequency variations. That's why in phase modulation also we will observe frequency changes only. Okay, how it is possible? Okay, so let me go back. So I told you an important concept. What is that? Is I told you here. So in the starting itself, this one. This way, from this we can observe. Why? Because in frequency modulation, however, it is true, right? So obviously in frequency modulation, so the instantaneous frequency of the carrier changes according to the message signal. That will be okay. Okay, because so that is a definition of FM itself. Okay, but we have also observed that in frequency modulation, please remember, so the instantaneous frequency of the carrier changes according to the derivation of m of t, or according to the differentiation of m of t or m dash of t. Okay, so that's why, so using this relation in phase modulation also we can observe the variations in the frequency, instantaneous frequency of the carrier. Okay, so please make a note of this, all of you. This is very, very important. Okay, now that's why here what I am saying is I am observing so frequency variations in phase modulation also. Okay, now here, so this is what m of t. What is m of t? What is this? Sine theta or sine waveform. This is m of t. This is what original input, or this is the actual input to the modulator. M of t, that is sine waveform. It is sine function, you can see clearly. Now, what is m dash of t? Sine become cos. This is cos theta. Okay. Now here this is the phase modulated signal, but here also you can observe frequency variation, how they are changing. You can see very clearly how they are changing. So here the frequency variations are changing according to the m dash of t. Okay, according to the m dash of t, actually not according to the m of t. Okay, you can observe very clearly. Okay, so here in the phase modulated signal, so the instantaneous frequency of the carrier changes according to the derivative of m of t or m dash of t, not according to the original message signal m of t. Okay, so you can see very clearly. So here it is maximum. Okay, so here it is maximum. It is minimum. It is minimum. Exactly here it is minimum. Okay, so here it is maximum. Here it is maximum frequency. So minimum, here also minimum frequency. Okay. Now here, so in the phase modulated signal, so the frequency changes according to the m dash of t. You can very clearly observe here. Okay. So it is not according to m of t, according to the m dash of t. Okay. So in that way, in PM phase modulation also, we will observe variations in the frequency. Please make note of this. So here, so the frequency varies according to the m dash of t. That is also correct. You can see very clearly here. Okay. Otherwise, you can see very clearly here both waveforms. Okay. So this is a carrier. Okay. So these are the message signals. Okay. So this is the sine. This solid line is sine theta, and this is cos theta. The dotted line is cos waveform. Okay. Now, so this is FM waveform. This is the PM waveform. How FM changes? According to the sine theta. M of t is sine theta. Okay, sine waveform. Okay, so this is m of t. So the solid line or the thick line is m of t, that is sine theta. So in FM, what is happening? So the frequency of the carrier varies according to m of t. So m of t minimum, here it is minimum. M of t here is maximum, increasing. Here also maximum frequency. They are very close to each other. Thick lines are there. Okay. Now it is decreasing. Here it is very minimum. M of t is very minimum. So that's why we have got very less frequency here. Okay. So here again m of t increasing. Here it is maximum. That's why here is maximum frequency. Okay. So here, so in FM, what is happening? So the frequency of the carrier changes according to m of t. Okay. Here m of t is sine waveform. Okay. Now this is a another waveform, that is phase modulated waveform. So here how the frequency varies? Please make a note of this. Here I'm talking about frequency, not phase. So the frequency of the frequency of PM varies according to cos theta. Here cos is maximum. Here cos is maximum. That's why it has got maximum frequency. Okay. So it is decreasing. Here cos is minimum. That's why here also frequency minimum. Okay. So here cos is like this. Here cos is maximum. Cos waveform is maximum. Here also frequency maximum. So here cos is minimum. Here also frequency is minimum. Okay. Now, so this diagram is very important. Okay. So simply I can conclude like this. So in frequency modulation, the frequency of the carrier changes according to the message signal m of t. In this case, what is message m of t? Sine theta or sine waveform. Now in phase modulation, please make a note of this. In phase modulation, instantaneous frequency of the carrier changes according to the derivative of m of t. Means according to the cos theta. This dotted line. Okay. So this diagram tells us everything about FM waveform and PM waveform. Okay. So this is about waveforms of frequency modulation and phase modulation. Any doubts? Please you can ask me. Anyone? Okay. So the only difference is, so I am stretching about that. In phase modulation also you can observe frequency variations.
Message box.
Okay, that is the only difference. Correct. So this is about observations of the angle modulated waveforms. Okay. So please make a note of this. Observe very carefully all these figures A, B, C, D. They're very important. Okay. I hope you are okay with this. Any doubts? Please. Any doubts? You can message me if you want. So the doubt was, is it possible to change the frequency and phase? No, that is not required, first of all. Okay. So you may do like that, but that is not required. Why? Because so at the demodulator it will be difficult sometimes. Okay. First of all, that is not required at all. Okay. Now, so actually one more thing. So observe these two waveforms, FM waveform and PM waveform. Okay. So they're very closely related. You can see here. They look alike. They look similar. Okay. So there is no much difference between frequency modulation and phase modulation. Okay. So they look similar. Correct. Okay. So only thing is here it is starting is minimum. Here starting is maximum. Okay. So rest is similar. You can see here. Okay. Observe these lines. So they're very similar. Okay. So these are the waveforms. Okay. So this is a frequency modulated signal. This is a phase modulated signal. They look similar. Okay. They are almost same. Okay. So let us make some observations about the FM and PM waveforms. So both envelope is constant. Okay. So this is having constant envelope. Both. Why? Because here we are not changing the amplitude. Okay. So we are changing only frequency or phase. That's why. So amplitude will be constant, which means envelope will be constant. So frequency modulation and phase modulation are very closely related. As I told you just now, so they're very closely related. So yeah, so we may thus reduce all the properties of PM signal from those of FM signal. Okay, so if you know properties of one signal, you can reduce properties of another signal. Okay, so that's why we concentrate our attention only on frequency modulation. Okay, which means so we study so many things about frequency modulation only. Why? Because frequency modulation, phase modulation are closely related. Okay, so no need to study separately. Okay, so from now onwards, we study about only frequency modulation. Okay, so there is no requirement to study separately because they will be same almost. If there are any differences, I will point out there itself. Okay, so if there is any difference between frequency modulation and phase modulation in the coming discussions, I will point out there itself, but there won't be much differences. That's why we study, we focus only on frequency modulation. Okay. So let us study the properties of angle modulated signal. Okay. So here they have constant amplitude. Okay. So that's why constant. How much is amplitude of FM and PM waves? What is that? This is what? FM signal and PM signal with amplitude how much? AC, which is a constant. So they have a constant amplitude. Okay. Now tell me, so what is the power of this signal? What is the power of S of t? Can you tell me? What is the power? So power will be amplitude whole square by 2. Okay. Amplitude whole square by 2. How much is that? AC whole square by 2. Okay. So the power of S of t is AC square by 2. Same thing for FM and PM. The power will be same. Okay. So that is AC square by 2, which is a constant. So this is average power of transmission, that is AC square by 2. Okay. Now I told you yesterday, so they violate principle of superposition. Okay. Why they violate? Because m of t is inside the cos argument. The input is inside the cos argument, cos theta. That's why they violate the principle of superposition, or they violate principle of additivity. So that's why they are called as non-linear modulation schemes. But AM is called as linear modulation schemes, whereas FM and PM comes under non-linear modulation schemes because they violate some properties of linearity. Now, so let us discuss narrowband FM. Okay. So before discussing narrowband FM, I told you one thing. Here beta is called what? Beta. What is beta? Modulation index. It will be more than 1. It should be more than 1. Okay, I told you already. Why it is so? Okay, so let us see. So here we'll discuss something called narrowband FM. Okay. So let us consider M of t like this and S of t. That is frequency modulated signal. Okay. I told you already. So from now onwards, we only talk about frequency modulation. Okay. So because frequency modulation and phase modulations are closely related, so it is enough to study about one modulation. So let us study about frequency modulation in detail. Okay. So this is beta of beta. Beta means modulation index. So this is the formulas. Okay. Suppose if beta is much less than 1, what happens? Okay. So if beta is much less than 1, what happens? Beta means what? Delta F by Fm. Delta F by Fm is beta is much less than 1 implies delta F by Fm is much less than 1. That implies delta F is much less than Fm. Okay. So that is the implication. So if beta is much less than 1, it is called narrow band FM. What it is called? Narrow band FM. Okay. So if beta is less than 1, it is called narrow band FM. If beta is more than 1, it is called wide band FM. Or by default, we call it as a FM. Please make a note of this. If beta is less than 1, it is called narrow band FM. If beta is more than 1, it is called wide band FM actually, but we almost call it as a FM. If I say FM means it is wide band FM. Okay. So please make a note of this. That is also very, very important. Okay. Now, so let us see what happens if beta is less than 1. Okay. Because I told you beta should be more than 1. So we should discuss what happens if beta is less than 1. Okay. So if beta is less than 1, it is called narrow band FM. Now, so I'm taking this equation. So it's something like cos A plus B. Cos A plus B. Cos A means 2 pi fct, B means beta sine 2 pi fmt. Something like A plus B. Now, what is cos of A plus B? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So I have expanded this equation of S of t. Nothing more than that. Okay. So for very small beta, these are the approximations. What are they? So they're called small angle approximations of sinusoidal signal. What are they? Cos of beta sin 2 pi fmt is approximately equal to 1. Sin of beta sin 2 pi fm is approximately equal to beta sin 2 pi fmt. So these are called small angle approximations. Okay. So you might have known already what is that is. So if theta is very, very small, what is cos theta equal to? Approximately equal to how much? 1. If theta is very, very small, cos theta will be approximately equal to 1. The same way, if theta is very, very small, sin theta equal to sin theta will be approximately equal to theta. Okay. So they are called small angle approximations. So that is trigonometry. Okay. So that is simple mathematics. Yeah, I think you know all those things. Here, what is theta? Beta sin 2 pi fmt. Theta is very, very small. Why? Because beta is very, very small. So if beta is small, so this entire quantity beta sin 2 pi fmt also small. So if this theta is small, what is cos theta equal to? Approximately equal to 1. In the same way, so sin theta is approximately equal to theta. But what is theta? Beta sin 2 pi fmt. Okay. Now, so S of t will be called as narrowband FM. Now in this expression, so this is approximately equal to 1. Okay. What is 1? Approximately equal to cos of beta sin 2 pi fmt. This will be approximately equal to 1. Okay. The same way, this term sin of beta sin 2 pi fm will be approximately equal to what? Not 1. Equal to what? Beta sin 2 pi fmt. This sign will be removed. Okay. Now here, so this term, entire term, please remember, entire term, cos of beta sine 2 pi fmt will be 1. Here sine of beta sine 2 pi fmt is only beta sine 2 pi fmt. This inside these brackets, you'll get what is there inside the bracket. This will remain as it is. You will remove this sign. Sign will be removed here. So the term will be removed. That will become 1. Entire term. What is the term? Cos beta sine 2 pi fmt. This will be equal to 1. Okay. So that's why here you will get like this. AC cos 2 pi fct minus beta sine 2 pi fct sine 2 pi fmt. Now here again I am writing here sin A sin B. Okay. What is sin A sin B? Half of cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. This is the trigonometric identity. Okay. I am applying here sin A sin B. What is A? 2 pi fct. What is B? 2 pi fmt. Okay. Now if you do some calculations, you get like this. AC cos 2 pi fct approximately equal to plus AC beta by 2 cos 2 pi fc plus fmt minus AC beta by 2 cos 2 pi fc minus fmt. Now this is the narrow band FM equation. Okay. So we have done some calculations. That's it. Okay. Now it is similar to one well-known equation. What is that? Anyone? Please answer me. It is similar to a well-known equations that we have studied already. What is that? Anyone?
Yes.
So it looked like what kind of equation?
AM equation.
What is the equation? Anyone? Please answer me. I'm asking. So this equation is similar to one thing that we have studied already. What is that? What is that? It resembles what equation? At least. What equation? It is similar to AM equation. It is similar to what equation? AM equation. Okay. So this equation. So AC cos 2 pi fct, AC cos 2 pi fct, AC beta by 2 is here, here AC mu by 2 here. Here what is mu? Modulation index of AM. Here what is beta? Modulation index of FM. Okay. So you can observe very clearly. So it looked like AM signal, but actually it is FM signal. But it is looking like a AM signal. What is the difference? Can you tell me? Here same, here same, here same, here same. Here only difference is here we have minus, here we have plus. That is the one difference. So what is another difference? Here we have beta, here we have mu. So these two equations have got only two differences. What are they? Here is minus, here it is plus, and here it is beta, here it is mu. That's it. Anyway, beta, mu are because of their different modulation indices. Correct? So these are only two differences we have. So this is the AM signal equation. This is narrow band FM signal equation. Okay. So I can say narrow band signal equation is similar to AM equation. Only difference is, so here minus, here plus, and one more difference you can say here beta, here mu. So apart from that, there is no difference at all. Okay. I hope you are getting this. So what is the difference is here? So this is actually lower sideband, no? So this is pure carrier. I'm talking about time domain. So this is carrier. So this is the upper sideband. This is a lower sideband. Okay. Now same thing here. Here lower sideband sign is different. Carrier is same. Upper sideband sign is same. Plus here, plus here. Upper sideband also same. The only thing is lower sideband sign is reversed. What is reversed? The sign of the lower sideband is reversed. here it is plus, here it is minus. Actually, otherwise here it is plus, actually it has become minus here. Okay. So in actual AM signal, so the sign of lower sideband is plus, but in case of narrowband FM, the sign of lower sideband is minus. Okay. So that's why comparing above equations, we see that the basic difference between an AM signal and a narrowband FM signal is that the algebraic sign of the lower sideband frequency in the narrowband FM is reversed. What is reversed? So the sign of the lower sideband is reversed. Why? Because here it is plus, it has become minus. Okay. So that is the only major difference. Okay. Apart from that, there is no difference at all. What is the difference? The algebraic sign of the lower sideband is reversed. What is reversed means? It was plus, it has become minus. Okay. Suppose if mu equal to beta, what is mu? What is beta? Mu is the modulation index of AM signal. Beta is a modulation index of narrowband FM signal. Okay. Here beta is much less than 1. Obviously, mu also less than 1. It has to be less than 1. Now, so what happens is, if you add these two things, what do you get? Add these two. Equation, this equation and this equation. So if mu equal to beta, assume that mu equal to beta and sum these two equations, add this equation and this equation. What will happen? So AC cos 2 pi FCT, AC cos 2 pi FCT, it becomes 2 AC cos 2 pi FCT. Here AC beta by 2, AC mu by 2. So beta is same as mu. That's why you can simply say AC mu cos 2 pi FC plus FMT. Okay. So this plus this. Now what happens now? This and this will be cancelled out. Why? Because they are same. At the same time, it is minus, it is plus. So here I am adding this narrowband FM with AM signal. If you add these two signals, so these two will get added, these two will get added, these two will get cancelled out because they have different signs. Okay. Now I am assuming mu equal to beta. So this will be removed. These two will be removed. Now what do you get? You get carrier and upper sideband. Lower sideband will be eliminated. Okay. So results in upper sideband along with carrier. Okay. That is very important. So if we add narrowband FM signal and AM signal by assuming mu equal to beta, the resultant is having a carrier and an upper sideband. Okay. So it removes what? Lower sideband. Okay. So lower sideband will be removed. You're only left with an upper sideband and a carrier having a double the amplitudes. Okay. So I hope you're okay with this. Any doubts? You can ask me now. We are running out of time. You can ask me. Right. So thank you. We stop here.